Andrew Tate is exceptional at taking control of conversations. He commands respect and remains the center of attention in any room he walks into. Even Bradley Martin, an egocentric muscular meathead, couldn't follow through with confronting Andrew Tate for being late. Mike Thurston, a very respectable bodybuilder, admitted that he found Tate intimidating because it felt like he outmatched him in many different aspects of life. His conversation skills and his ability to establish his dominant presence is no shallow feat. In this video, I'll talk about his social mannerisms, what makes his presence so admirable and formidable, and how we too can become the man of every room we enter. First, express non-neediness. You have to act without the need of approval and reflect high status. How we can do this as broke students is to stand with our chest up and our eyes looking straight ahead. Scan the room and look at what people are doing. When you lock eyes with someone, smile and nod or greet them. Don't ever look down or pretend you don't notice anyone else in the room. Greet people you don't even recognize in the room just to get that social momentum going, get into the social flow, which is a very real thing. It will be super weird at first. It feels like you're just pretending to know everyone, but anyone would intrinsically like to connect with as many people as possible. And someone who is non-needy doesn't need to give a flying fuck about what people think of them. You're not afraid to be vocal. You're not afraid to be rejected. Be very, very inclusive. Smile at people working as service if they are. Include people in jokes. Point out random things about a random person. Make everyone feel seen in a group. You don't have to do this by attending to each person one by one. That's kind of autistic. You can sit opposite someone at a table and point them out like, hey, I like your chain, man, or that shirt's kinda gay, man. Doesn't even matter what you say, really. You're just showing that you have the courage to be vocal around others and not fumbling when you're under the limelight. You have to kind of reflect the attitude of, your approval means nothing to me. Whether or not you approve of what I'm doing, I'm going to do what I see fit. This is something that you can only achieve through having high status or forcing yourself to consistently act against the fear of rejection. Building non-neediness is a very long process, and you should be very patient and forgiving with yourself while allowing yourself to grow and become a man of power and substance. I have a video about vulnerability in the description below if you're sick and tired of being a needy man. Being present in the moment is also very, very important. But I think many people talk about that, so I'm not gonna do that here. Next, breathe to your belly. Notice if you react to a person or a situation by withdrawing, by hiding or closing in on yourself. You find it difficult to look into someone else's eyes. Your shoulders roll forward and your chest and solar plexus feel tense and contracted. Open up the front of your body. Breathe down through your chest and solar plexus deep into your belly. Feel the entire situation with your whole body. Look directly into the eyes of the person you're with, feeling your own pain as well as feeling the other person. Take up more space in the room and let your core kind of penetrate the air in front of you. You become more comfortable, feel more dominant, and be more calm under pressure or confrontation. This could be because you're putting your attention on your breathing, and it keeps you mindful throughout, so maybe that's why you're able to contain your emotions better. In the most spiritual cringe way, there's this flow of energy you feel within your soul and spirit, breathing down into your belly and sitting respectfully, yet taking up as much space as possible, and look as relaxed as possible. Make yourself comfortable while remaining respectful. Don't sit like a baboon, but don't sit like a Japanese high school girl either. You want a mix of eloquence and decency, yet dominance and fearlessness. Never apologize for taking up space. I find that when I'm standing in someone's way, I apologize, or when someone is trying to squeeze past me, I will apologize. Never be apologetic for existing. You can say, oops, I didn't see you, or simply smile at them. There's something about apologizing habitually that subconsciously makes us think we're surrendering to others, and we won't feel very powerful. It weakens us in a way, makes us consider way more things that we don't have to consider. I'm not saying apologies make you weak. I'm saying you should be very careful about when you apologize. You should make your apologies sincere, scarce, and valuable. Stand up straight, take up space, stick your core up into the air, be proud, be contented, stand arrogantly. Tate also has many skills to help him control the conversation. Andrew loves to be very vague when he asserts his opinions. This kind of asshole thing he does, but it's very effective in making your arguments seem bulletproof. When you assert your opinion, leave a lot of holes in it. Make a bold statement that people can easily point out flaws in, and then for every obvious flaw they point out, you already know the answer to counteract it. He will also like to use phrases like, so you agree with me then, after they try to, because his statements are so absurdly vague. He builds on it and it becomes something that most people agree with. He does this to make people feel stupid for disagreeing with him. Learn effective and impactful words to describe what you're passionate about. Andrew always hovers around the same bundle of vocabulary, but they are very impactful words like ethos, paradigm, perspicacity. Read and listen to people who talk about what you're passionate about. Look up effective words you can use to describe exactly what you want to express. Begin to force yourself to use those words that you've learned when you communicate things you believe in. When you've investigated every hole in the subjects you're interested in, your arguments will become bulletproof. You should also be very willing to listen to someone if they disagree with you, because the more holes you can find about your argument, the more bulletproof it becomes, and the closer to truth you get. You should learn to be vulnerable. I think what Andrew Tate does wrong is that he refuses to concede defeat in a way. He will slowly twist his argument into something that can be agreed with instead of admitting that he's wrong. Andrew was trying too hard to be right, and because of that he refused to concede against someone like Hasan, which I mean nobody really wants to, but you have to learn to be vulnerable. He made himself look pretty stupid. But hey, Andrew has been on many podcasts, and you can't be perfect all the time, so it's completely acceptable. It's just really sad that it's against someone like Hasan. That guy is annoying as fuck. The journey to becoming a strong man is not an easy one, and that's what makes it valuable. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning, knowing that I have to outwork all my peers every single day if I want this, because everyone wants this. I want to form genuine relationships, build a band of brothers who are focused, driven, and hyper competent. Imagine this, you and your boys, phenomenal physiques, financially set for life, climbing mountain tops, getting great workouts together, having long meaningful conversations as the sun sets, ready to get after it the next day. We support one another. We're not afraid to criticize one another. We're not afraid to tease each other, push each other around. All of us abandon our need for approval because we have each other. You have retired your parents. Your story is told to your extended family members. Build a wonderful family with a cheerful and feminine partner. Raise mentally healthy, strong, charismatic, and competent children by having the time and capacity to be there for them. For so long we've lived life directionless, lonely and confused. You want it badly and I do too. You should be trying to outwork me as I'm trying to outwork you. Forcing yourself to let go of the need for approval without becoming cold and nihilistic, but instead becoming warm and charismatic. It's incredibly difficult, and it'll take a very long time. It'll take a lot of struggles, a lot of confusion, a lot of loneliness, but this is how we get what we want. Let's sacrifice. Let's take responsibility. Let's become the strong man our family needs. We're going to win. I feel this fire in my bones. We're all going to make it to a better world.